Dear students, this video is a demonstration on how to get started using the mobile devices to complete assignment number 1. This demo is meant for anybody using an iPad, an iPhone, or even a Chromebook. And if you have a Chromebook and you haven't gotten the apps that you need, check out our Google Classroom stream. I posted a video. Our tech department here at the high school has helped us sort out our Chromebook issues. Check out the video so you can get the apps you need. All right, with that said, let's get started. So first things first, I'm on my iPad, and I am going to use my Adobe Comp app. So here in my Adobe apps, Comp is the purple one here right in the middle. Okay. Before I do that, what we need to do is we need to get organized. Just like I did in today's demo in InDesign, I organized all of my files before I started actually designing. So we're going to do the same thing here. It looks a little different and it can get complicated, but we're going to make it work. So if I go into our Google Classroom, you'll see that under the InDesign Flyer assignment, if I click on instructions at the top, you should see it look like this. We have a grass JPEG. We are not going to use our INDD file or the IDML. So I'm going to start with the grass JPEG. It looks like this. I'm going to click the button in the top right corner and hit the 3 buttons. And I'm going to say send a copy, and I'm going to say save the image. And it's going to save it to this camera roll on my iPad. Okay, I'm going to go back to the Google Classroom. I'm going to close out of that. I'm going to go down the list. Grass JPEG we needed for sure. We're going to need the text, but we're going to get that later. Instead of the logo color and logo light.ai, I created a logo color and logo light PNG file. So we'll use those. I'm going to use the stream JPEG here. Boom. And I'm going to get the 3 dots and send a copy to myself. Save the image. Boom. Very good. I'm going to do that again on the PNG here, and here, and send a copy to myself. And I'm going to do that one more time down at the bottom. There, there, and there. Good. All right, perfect. Getting out of Google Classroom and into Adobe Comp. The new project here, I am going to start biggest to smallest, just like the old one. Okay, so I want to get started by picking a letter size document like that, just like this. Perfect. And now I'm ready to start bringing in some of the assets, just like what we did earlier today. So I'm going to add a shape. And if you remember earlier today, we when we brought in the assets that we were using, so if you notice on the right side, it's telling me how tall I'm making it. The height 5.5 is perfect. So like that. So we're gonna work biggest to smallest here as well. So unfortunately, I don't have the exact colors that I need here. It's the opacity down there. There's my color. And if I remember right, it was a brownish gray color. I'm wondering if I can make that color without too much trouble. Let's see. It was somewhere in this range. And so this is not going to be exact, but it's going to be close to the same. That's the idea. We're going to get it as close as we can. And that's just going to have to be good enough. It's just not going to be exact when we're not working with the same software, right? So we're just going to have to estimate the color. And this might be a little dark maybe, so I'm going to go a little lighter. somewhere in there, I think. Let's try that for now. We can adjust it later if we need to. So good. Perfect. Here. Now let's, so we have the bottom part. The top part was an image. So I'm going to click on this image button up at the top. I'm going to say, hey, let's create a placeholder, and we're going to make it a rectangle. And the placeholder is just like in InDesign, where we had the rectangular frame, right? There we go. Into this frame. To do that, I want to select the frame, and at the very bottom down here, you can see there's one button that's basically for bringing in. I have to fix this. Bringing in an image down here. So I'm going to say on my device, and I'm going to say all photos. And if you see here, I have all kinds of photos. I want to bring in that first. There we go. Look at that. Beautiful. Now, can we adjust it? We can adjust the image within the frame just like we did in InDesign. And if I remember right, I was like something like that, I believe. That looks pretty good. So far, so good, right? No problem. A little different, but still doable. That's the key. Okay? All right, so the next step. After we got this far, we talked about bringing in some triangles, right? So let's bring in the triangles that we need next. So let's go ahead up at the top and select a shape, and we can grab a right triangle here like that, and I believe we can grab it here, and you can do all kinds of stuff like this. And I think I'm gonna flip it. Oh, I thought I could flip it, but apparently not. So that's not the triangle I was gonna use. So I'm going to delete that triangle. Let's get a different triangle. Looks like maybe this one. Okay, let's try that one more time. Here. We should be able to flip this. Let's see. Apparently not like that. So our fill color. Okay. So I'm going to undo that. I'm going to show you how I did it. So you're going to click on it, and you're going to use a 2-finger spin. So I'm actually not using my stylus to do this. I'm not using my Apple Pencil. I'm going to actually take 2 fingers and hold them together and spin it, and I get it like that. There's probably another way to do it in here. I'm just not positive on how. So for now, this will do. And I'm going to adjust the size of it here by grabbing that and releasing there. That looks pretty good. Pretty close to what we have on our flyer. Now let's fill the color on this. And I'm going to do that here. And here I am going to, I think it just needs to be a lighter tone. And that's a darker tone of what we already have. I think that looks pretty good. This tone isn't quite right. I wonder if we go lighter. That's more purplish. And really we need to be more brownish. Let's see. Somewhere there. I think that's better there. A little better. And this one might be too light now. for now, I think that looks pretty good for now. Good. So let's bring in another shape, and I think we're going to bring in another right triangle. And this right triangle, again, we're going to spin it 90 degrees, put it in the corner there. I'm going to pull this out this way, down this way, like that. And now this one down here, this button right here, see it? That's going to adjust the opacity. And I think we need to be right around 70% opacity on that. So that can be see-through. That looks pretty good. I like that. Okay. And let's grab one more triangle here, here, and rotate. Oh, do that. Rotate here. Bring that guy down here. And pull it across. Right to the edge. Right to the corner there. And I think that's about the right height. That might go just a little taller. Like that. Look at that. Great. That's looking pretty good. So now you're right where we were in the class, where we had the 3 triangles set up, and we're looking to do text and bring in some more images. You know, I'll just continue forward with this. If anybody wants to continue following along, they can. If you want to pause and wait until I get to this in my in-class lecture, you're welcome to do that as well. That'll be tomorrow. So the next step here is to definitely bring in another photograph. So that's just a repeat of what we've done already. So what do I need to do? I need to start by creating a new frame here. So here, placeholder, rectangle, and I'm going to estimate the size of the photo that I want to bring in. Oh, I had it where I wanted it. There we go, like that. That looks pretty good to me. And now I'm going to pick the photo off of my device and all photos. That was the stream one. Look at that, fit pretty nicely there. Loving that. Good. That was easy, right? Okay, let's bring in both the logos that we had pre-made, since we have those ready as well. So again, to do that, I think what I'm going to do, actually on this one, I'm going to actually bring in a graphic piece right on my device and just select all photos and bring this in and this one. And so now they're both in. And get that out of the way. And if you look, I've got this guy here. I'm going to cover up that part. Oh, maybe I'm not. Thought I was going to do that. Interesting. I'll have to see how I'm going to fix that. Okay, we'll leave that for now. That looks pretty good. That's going to go up in this top corner. Somewhere around there. I think I need to adjust the height of this. Like that. And then I can bring this up a little higher. That's what was bothering me. Oh. Don't get crazy. Don't get carried away there. Okay, I like that. Okay, let's do this one. So this guy is going to fit right in this space here, and it sits right on the line there. And then I'm just going to bring it, shrink it down. And it looks like it kind of fell off the line just a little bit. I think I like it like that. It's pretty nice. Good. Now, how How do I do that? I don't know. I'm thinking about not that. Yeah, that I'm just thinking about how we can cover up that leaf and mortar spot, and I'm wondering if we could I don't know. That might have to just stay. Okay. All right. Next, let's bring in some type, right? So let's bring in some text. So I'm going to bring in the title text. I'm going to use a headliner. So if you notice the type, headline, and we're going to have to actually type into this here. There we go. And it needs to say leaf. It's all caps. Well, it didn't stay all caps. Nope. Good. I like that. Double click into this and highlight it, and change the color from black. Actually, don't double click it, just click on it like once and highlight it here, and this should be a navy blue. So I'm going to bring this straight down and I'm going to bring it across here. It's a little bit more toned down than that. That looks pretty good there. There we go. I like that. Okay, so we need to pull this out so that it fits on a single line and bring this right up to the top. And so my issue is that the leaf and mortar underneath the little white logo is still there, which is kind of annoying. We might just have to leave it for today. Yeah, leaf and mortar like that. And what abilities do we have here? So if you click on the leaf and mortar at the top, you have the ability to adjust here in the font area. It looks like open sans, sources sans, okay. Well, I know that that font is a Helvetica. I'm trying to think if, let's not get into that one. Let's leave it how it is, but what we could do is just adjust the spacing, the size, the style. So I believe that this is a Helvetica, or this is a bold here. Maybe it's not. It doesn't look right. So we're gonna do a regular, and so we're gonna leave it at Source Sans Pro regular. 56 looks about right. Yeah. Let's leave that. All caps right there. We could adjust the spacing, so the letter spacing, so the spacing between the letters, we can tighten those up. And the spacing between lines if we had multiple lines of text, but we do not, so I'm just going to leave that right there. I think the letter spacing right around -30, tighten that up. Okay, I like that. If you notice, you can adjust it here too, the size of it. Keep it right at 56. Okay. And Yeah, so we need to bring in more text. We need to bring in the landscape and design architecture. So let's bring that in. That's going to be a sub headline. And we're going to bring that all the way out. That line should come all the way out to the edge here, something like that. Needs to be a single line. And it's going to start right in line with the L here. There we go. Yeah. Let's try this. Landscape, design, and architecture. Beautiful. That worked. Let's change this. And architecture. Let's get out of that. Let's do that here. And again, the size 28 looks great. Let's do all caps. And let's adjust the color to white. Whew. Landscape, design, and architecture. That looks pretty good. Let's just move it closer. They should be just about touching. That looks pretty good like that. I wanted the L's to really line up. They're pretty close to lined up on that one, so let's see if I can't just nudge this one up just a little. It's not working. We're going to have to be satisfied with that, the way it is. Okay, let's bring in another shape, a horizontal line. And this horizontal line, we can bring that up. Oh, come on. Why doesn't that horizontal line want to move? There we go. Right across here. And let's add some thickness to that. Maybe a 2-point. I like it the way it is. But let's change the color to white. Pretty good. Oh, I see, I did miss something there. This should go. You know, this was supposed to be out here. And then we bring this guy here. It's a little weird with the double logo thing, but we're gonna just let it go. Like that. Yeah. It'll have to do. Alright. We need to bring in one last piece, the final text. So let's check that out. Let's go ahead and bring in a paragraph, right? And bring this paragraph down here. And bring this down here, right? And this should come out right about there. And now what we want to do is we want to bring in our text. I'm going to go back to our Google Classroom here. Google Classroom. Get out of this. Here is our docs file. We got to hit this button here. There we go. So now we're in our docs file and select this. Come on. Copy it. Back in here. And click this button. So this little button right here that does a paste. Pasted it off the clipboard. So now we are in business. So now we just need to work this out a little bit. So there we go. And that guy, we can click on this type button up here. Oh, no, apparently not. Well, it's being difficult here. Well, hmm. It only wants me to format all at once, right? So, yeah. I'm wondering if I can highlight that and maybe cut it. And I would have to paste this in with a new subheader, right? Paste it. So now I have our services separate. It's kind of a pain in the butt, but it'll work, right? That looks pretty good. And we can get this to be the same blue as we had up here, right? So actually I gotta do it like this. I like that blue. I just saved that blue in the picker. I kind of like that blue better than what I have up here. So there we go. How do I get the one I saved? There we go, like that. Tap an object to apply this color. So I just got it there, got it on that one. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that again in here. So I'm going to cut this out here. And I'm going to create a new box, a subheader, and paste that in. So I have my landscape. Oops, undo that. Grab this guy, put him here. And cut. And type subheader. And paste again. Good. There we are. So now, before I play with those, let's finish this one. So this guy here, let's go ahead and adjust the type on this one. It looks like I have got, I think I'm going to leave, you know what? Nope, let's make it all the same. Let's go with this on there. Just going to, well, then it doesn't stand out as much. Let's go ahead and do a, let's try this. What if we did that? Nope, that doesn't work, does it? Looks like we're going to have to get a new color. Let's go back to our wheel and maybe get a darker brown, gray, like that. Good. Let's add that. Color saved. Like that. Okay. So now let's go back to this guy and I'm going to say, hey, let's do our history in this guy and copy it. And it says click on all the ones that you want to have that color. All of those. And I say done. And now let's fit this guy. These ones are a little big. I think I might just adjust the size just a little bit using this on this edge. maybe down to like a 24, 22, 22. And, you know, while I'm here, I'm going to adjust this guy and say, hey, let's adjust the spacing on our lines so we have a little more space like that. Yeah. And then also, that'll leave me a little extra room to fit this guy in here. Come on, go right where I want you to go. Made that one 20. Better do the same for this one. I like that the way it is. Very nice. Now, let's see if we can't adjust this here. No. Oh, I don't want to crop the rectangle. Can I adjust it? Where I want to do a text wrap around here. I'm not seeing that as an option. So maybe we need to make an adjustment on this. How do I do a text wrap with my type? Here, here, here. Spacing. No. Font style. Would have thought that I could do that. Don't see it. So if that's the case, then I'm going to manually have to do it, which basically means I'm going to crop this in and adjust the size of this photograph. And maybe we'll have to adjust the size of our type here. We can do that here, and maybe make it a 12 point instead of a 14 point, and move this down back where it was. And I'm going to have to put a space here. 2 of them, like that. And tighten this up. And finally, getting close. There's an extra space here. Looks pretty good. I think that covers it. There we go. Perfect. This looks great. So now I need to turn this in. So I'm going to save it. I'm going to share an image. Can I share a PDF and save it to my files on my Google Drive? Save. And then I'm going to close this. So that'll be in my projects for next time if I need it. Like that. And now I can hand this in. I can go to my Google Classroom and I can turn it in on the Google Classroom, getting it from my drive. Yeah? Okay. Good. That should cover it, guys. I know that was a longer video than I planned, But once I was going, I just thought, let's just finish this whole thing. So if you don't want to do this all in one setting, that's fine. Don't expect you to. But basically, I just went through how to create that flyer on a mobile device. If you have any questions, feel free to send me an email or talk to me in class. Can't wait to see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night.